What is going on, guys? Thank you for liking the video and subscribing. If you're new, we are going to talk about how I am able to double my salary using the internet and also get into the topic of passive income and why I think that it is complete BS. But the one thing that this video is going to reiterate is the amount of work that it takes to run any kind of online business. So whether you want to sell a product, sell a service, or like me, get into affiliate marketing or the social media world, I've been doing this for about 5 years now, and everyone says this, but I never got in it for the money, mainly because I was ignorant and I didn't know that you actually could make money doing it. So before I get into any of this, I think that it's really important to understand that I really gave up my life to build this. And what I mean by that is I had no social life at all. If I wasn't at work, if I wasn't at my real job, I was at home making videos, editing, recording, and repeating the cycle over and over. I still remember there was a stint for like 8 months where I didn't do anything at all. For 8 months straight. I didn't go out on the weekends. I didn't see any of my friends. It's a little bit pathetic saying it out loud, but it's what I had to do in order to kind of get this thing rolling. So a lot of people think that you can just try a few things for a few weeks and then the money starts rolling in, and that's just not how it works at all. So when you're looking at things that you want to do to generate some extra money for yourself, you have to make sure that it's going to be something that you enjoy and something that you would do for free. So with me, fitness, it just worked because I love working out and I would do that for free. I would document that process and I would share it with others even if I wasn't getting paid, and that was my intention when I started this channel. When I started my YouTube channel, I thought that I was just going to get, 100, 200 subscribers and just be able to meet other people that liked lifting, because around my area, there weren't a bunch of gym bros that I knew at least. So I thought this would be a good way to get involved in the fitness community, maybe make some connections, but also just be able to share my knowledge and also learn from other people. But after a while, I started snowballing and I started picking up more and more subscribers. And after a few years, I would say it took about 2 years to make any money whatsoever. Think about that. Hours and hours and hours and not making anything, but after a while you're able to reap some of those benefits. Deadlifts are destroying my soul today. I am lifting like a little chode. I don't know what is wrong with me. Deadlifts are just one of those movements that sometimes I feel great, sometimes I just feel terrible. There's really no in between, but I did 3 sets of 7, 350 pounds, moving on to deficit deadlifts, which I swapped out for the pause deadlifts that I was doing last time around. So I'm gonna run this for 9 weeks. Let's see what kind of progression that we can make.
So my girl is money, money, dollar, dollar bill. My girl is money, money, dollar, dollar bill.
So I just got to the restaurant. It's called Fireball Cafe. It's almost like a mix of Panda Express and Chipotle. At least that's what it looks like on the website. It looks awesome. If you guys can't tell, my favorite style of restaurants is when I can go down the line, pick my food, watch it being made. They always just end up the best. And I'm also meeting a subscriber. His name is Jesse. Shot me a DM on Instagram. You guys know if you're ever in Austin, you want to get food or get coffee or something, I am not that hard to get a hold of. I'm always happy to meet up with you guys. All right, guys. So I went with a shrimp bowl. We got some, I don't even know what these noodles were. Something like rice noodles.
Thin rice sticks are like, think of like a rubber band.
Jesse over here got the pad thai. How is it, man?
Excellent.
Yeah, this is really, really good. I would highly, highly recommend this restaurant. A lot of people think that after a while, everything is going to be automated, hands off. You're never going to have to do anything. You just sit back and collect fat checks, and that is never going to be the case until there are no other humans on this earth. Because if you're in the social media space, one of the most important things that you can do is interact with the people engaging you, and there is no way to scale that. There has to be, at some point, some one-on-one interaction, because again, we are human beings, and that is so, so important. Or if you're selling to a customer, if someone is giving you their hard-earned money, the least that you can do is talk to them, So there's certain things that you're just going to have to do, and you should want to do because it's part of the experience.
Doesn't matter, I'm so my girl is money, money, dollar, dollar bill. My girl is money.
So we live in a time where most people are trying to make some extra money. We all have our normal jobs, and then we might have a side hustle if you're like me. And what has allowed us to do this is the internet. It is a beautiful thing, but I think a lot of people are very confused because they don't really understand the amount of work that goes in to being able to create a second income for yourself. It is not passive income. That phrase is one of my biggest pet peeves because it truly doesn't exist. It might be an illusion. You might think someone is just collecting money doing nothing, but behind the scenes, there are definitely things going on. Now, a lot of people might look to something like an angel investor. Maybe you think that's passive income. Even they are putting in some work, and even if they weren't, you have to have some pretty sufficient funds to make those kind of investments. So the number one thing I can say is you're going to have to work. I spend all weekend, a lot of my evenings, making YouTube videos because that's what I have to do if I want to generate extra income. The advertisers that I work with, the affiliate marketing with which I make 90% of my income online, it requires me to be in front of this camera very, very consistently. Now, ad revenue on YouTube, it's basically nothing, especially the way that it is today. But with the sponsorships that I have and the brands that I work with, they expect certain things of me. And I know to you guys, it might seem like, oh, you just talk to a camera and you get paid. There's a lot that goes into it, trust me. I wish it was something that only took a few minutes, but I would say anywhere from like 30 to 35 hours a week, and that's probably as much as you guys are working at, or some of you are working at your full-time jobs. So does anybody have any idea what is going down tomorrow? The video is probably out already, actually. I don't know what order these are all going in, but I'm looking forward to this. Now, I've been making videos for about 5 years now, and don't get me wrong, I have been able to scale things. I don't need to put in as much time or effort as I did when I first started, but that's with anything. When you're trying to get something off of the ground, you need to put everything into it, and that is where most people fail because that's the hardest, takes the most amount of time and effort, and usually they just get frustrated because they don't see immediate results and they quit right there. But if you can make it past that, then things get a lot better in the long run. As far as how do you monetize things, it really comes down to devising a plan for whatever it is that you're doing and figuring out where the revenue streams are. For my sponsorships, I was making content that aligned with the brands that I'm working with. It was very, very simple. Even though that's not why I started it, when I first got a taste of it, I was like, oh, I could be doing a lot more with this. When you see me taking products like Peace Science I use every day, wearing movement watches, you know, things like that, they're just very natural and organic that just go straight into my channel without anyone thinking twice about it because these are things that I use every day. It really is a win-win situation. And as far as how to attract customers or companies or whoever it is that you're trying to get the attention of, it really is just putting yourself out there. I mean, if you want to DM a company, that's fine. I mean, they get them all day. They might not respond to you, but you just have to find a way to get on their radar. It's just like sales, man. I mean, you know how many people I've tried to get a hold of that won't return my calls, won't return my emails, but I will find a way to track them down. It's really the same concept. I wasn't expecting this to be much, but honestly, it looks pretty amazing. We have 3 slices of Canadian bacon, 3 whole eggs, and 1 bag of cauliflower rice. One to keep it pretty low carb after all that pasta at lunch today, but I am not mad about this at all. So let's finish up the video here. You can double your income online. You can make $5,000 extra, $20,000 extra, $2 million extra, whatever it is that you want to do, but it's not just gonna come to your bank account, unfortunately. If that was the case, I think we all know what would happen. So thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to watch. You all could have been doing anything in the entire world, and you chose to spend a few minutes with me. That's pretty awesome. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed it. That would really help me out a lot. Subscribe if you're new, and I look forward to talking to you guys next time.